Okay, so Phil, what we've got here is 2 chopped onion. We've got 5 chilies. You can put less in if you want, 2 or 3, perhaps 3. And this is ginger and garlic. So 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, same amount of ginger. Yeah. So that's all grinded up. That's chilies and that's tomatoes. Onions. And they're going to go into the pan. So in the pan we've got coconut oil. So you're talking about 2 tablespoons, like heaped tablespoons, and that's just going to melt in the pan. So put it back on the heat. Okay, so Phil, the coconut oil's melted. So it's not burning, so it's just melted. It's on low heat, okay? So what we've got here is small black pepper. We've got whole cumin seeds, which is the jeera, salt, pink salt, and curry powder. And that there is garam masala. Yeah, that's garam masala. So I'm going to put in a tablespoon of that, black pepper, tablespoon of cumin seeds, and that's it for now, just them 2. Right, so that's the cumin seeds, so that's a heaped tablespoon and a heaped tablespoon of black pepper. Yeah, so what you do, just give it a quick stir, and it's got to be on low to medium heat. Can't be burning. You don't want it to be steaming here, yeah? Just what you're doing, you're getting the juices out of the cumin seeds and the black pepper. Right. So I'll just leave it in there for about 3 minutes. Okay, so now what we're going to do, that's been in there about 3 minutes. We're going to add the ginger and garlic and the chilies. I'll chop them up and chuck them in. So I'll do that now. Mix that up. Now the reason for doing this is getting the flavour out, the ginger and garlic flavour out, which will make it more tastier. Right, so you let that cook without it burning for about 4 minutes. And now what I'll do, I'll add them chilies, chop them up and add them in. So chilies are in, and you just cook them. See, notice I ain't touched the heat, so you just cook them for about a minute. Right, so all we've put in is, so just to recap, a tablespoon of black pepper, tablespoon of whole cumin seeds, and then we put in the ginger and garlic that was in there. Fry that for 2-3 minutes, then we put the chilies. So all in all, this is about 10 minutes in. And remember, medium heat, so you're not burning the hell out of it, you're cooking it. And now what we'll do is we'll add the yellow turmeric powder, and again it's 1 tablespoon, so it's that much. Mix that in. So basically in there you got a load of juices and flavours. And now what we're going to do is add the onions. So onions are in. So what you have to remember is I've put in 2 whole onions, medium-sized whole onions. Yeah, for yourself and Karen, I would just use, I'd say 1 onion, perhaps an onion and a half. And all you're doing, see, is you're cooking the onion until it lightly browns. Right, so that's just onion cooking up. It's on medium heat. So you'll let them cook for about 15 minutes. But try not to burn them. So you've got to keep an eye, and you've got to keep making sure that they don't burn on the bottom. And when they start to brown, then you add your tomatoes. Okay, Phil, so they're cooking up. So remember, it's on low heat, so it's not burning. You're just cooking them till they go a little bit brown. And that's for you're looking about 15 minutes, and then you just keep turning them, making sure that they don't stick on the bottom. Right. So you want the onions to soften and brown, but not too brown. Just as they start going brown, then what you do, you chop up 4 tomatoes and then put them in to the dish, right? So I'm now going to chop them up. So for yourself and Karen, I'd use say about the 4, same amount, about 4. Yeah, so Phil, those tomatoes are now in the dish and mixed up. So what you do, you've got to cook this now until the onions go brown and soft. So you're cooking it for about 15 minutes, right? From the point, 15 minutes from when you put the tomatoes in. And again, I brought the gas up slightly to bring it back up to boil, but then I'll turn it down so it doesn't burn at the bottom. Right, so Phil, so now I'm adding a tablespoon of pink salt. So it's just a heaped tablespoon on that. And that's after 15 minutes of cooking. Mix that in. If you do require more salt, then just put it in at a later stage. But for now, just put a tablespoon in. And you want it cooking until the onions are slightly browning and the tomatoes are cooking and mushed up a bit, not hard. That should take about 10-15 minutes. Okay, so Phil, that's been cooking now for 10 minutes. Get it simmering away. And remember, it's not burning. You don't want it burning on the bottom, so you've got to keep stirring it. Keeping a close eye on it. Now what we're going to do is that's chili powder. So, I mean, obviously I'm going to put a bit more, but you can put, you know, I'd put not a heaped tablespoon, but just a tablespoon, like, you know what I mean? Because obviously I'm making a bit more. So for you and Karen, I'll just put like a tablespoon in, and that goes in. Mix it up, so that'll give it the spice level. You might have to experiment with the spice level. So the first time you might make it a little bit too spicy, and then next time you can remember to put less in. But I would say, to be on the safe side, just put a teaspoon in. And then next time you cook, if you do need more, put some more in. But you can always put them in afterwards as well. That's cooking up. And now the last thing we put in is this garam masala. That's that stuff there. Again, it's 1 tablespoon. Right? So that's like a teaspoon, so I'll put 2 of them in. Another one. That's about 1 tablespoon in. Mix that in. Right, can you see it going all mushy now? So you should start getting it mushy after about 10-15 minutes. Okay, so Phil, nearly there. 1 large glass of boiling water. So that's boiled water. Won't be able to see the steam. And I'll put that in. That's going to make the sauce of the dal. Now, Phil, I've run out of mung dal, so that's the green dal. Yeah, I've run out of that. And what I've got the normal white dal. Right, so you've got 3 types. You've got red lentil dal, you've got white dal, and that's these things. So I'm going to use this stuff, yeah. So at this stage, once that's come up to boil, which it is, look, because you've put boiling water in. So what I do is I add my dal. Now you can, I've got 2 different types of dal in here, the smaller ones and the look like chickpeas, do you know what I mean, but it's not, it's actually white dal. So I'm going to chuck them in. And mix it up. But you at this stage you'll be putting in, for you and Karen, I'd say a pint of green mung dal. Actually not a pint, I'd say 3/4 of a pint glass of mung dal. And that you'd have to have soaked minimum of 2 hours. You can, to be on the safe side, you can soak it for overnight, but and then the next day do it, but you can soak it for about 2 hours. See, that's all mixed in, and then I'll bring that to boil and let it cook. I'll put the lid over it. So the lid, that's ready to go over the top, and it will just cook up then nicely. So remember, I've got all the spices in there. So small black peppers, the small ones. I've got cumin seeds in there. So tablespoon of that black pepper, tablespoon of cumin seeds, tablespoon of heaped tablespoon of salt, pink Himalayan salt, tablespoon of red chili, tablespoon of turmeric, and a tablespoon of garam masala. Right, and all of that is in there. Cook it up nicely, and you'll cook that now. So remember, where I've put the white dal in, you've got to put in the green mung dal. But you can, if you do get other dals and stuff, you can put them in as well. But you cook it exactly the same way. And this is like your soup. You got to bring it to boil and let it cook for about minimum 40 minutes. Okay, so Phil, that's bringing back up to boil. So I've increased the heat and brought it back up to boil, and then I give it a little stir. Stir it every 10 minutes just to make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom of the pan, because what happens is the water that evaporates, and then you've got to put another say half a pint. You've got to keep adding water to it to make it liquidy. So you've got to put in a half of that. The kettle's already boiled, so when that water kind of like evaporates, So you keep stirring every 10 minutes. Then when that water evaporates, if you need to add more water, just add half of that each time. I'll put the lid on, and then I'll turn the gas down, so it's just cooking nicely. And so for about total about 40 minutes cooking time, just like that, simmering. And then keep checking it, keep stirring it every 10 minutes so it doesn't burn on the bottom. And then after about 40 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, when you taste the dal, it should be like a thick soup type. Alright. Woohoo! Happy days.